Rick and Morty continues with another decent episode. Not amazing, but still decent. It's actually the first episode Beth gets a more prominent role, and we get to see some wholesome moments between her and Jerry and Morty and Summer-ish. This is a breakdown and review of the penultimate episode of Season 9 of Rick and Morty, Salute Your Morts. We begin with Summer and Morty getting expelled from school because they've become too spoiled. They've used a bunch of Rick's gizmos at school. Principal Vagina mentions that Morty was using a cloning technique, no doubt a Naruto reference. Beth then says,
"What has gotten into you two? You're unrecognizable lately."
Guys, oh my god, shut up. Our Morty is about to become evil Morty. Holy shit. Yeah, that's what a lot of my comment section has been these past few weeks. It's almost every season where someone comes up with this overdone theory. Remember back in the Vat of Acid episode when Rick said,
"How are you talking to me like this? When did you get so cocky?"
The amount of people that spiraled saying that our Morty is going to become evil Morty was ridiculous. More on this later. Summer then mutes all the adults, and I love that Jerry plays along and starts acting like a mime. Rick then shows up, turns Principal Vagina into a carrot, and tells Jerry he's going to make him into one too. This is a small running gag throughout the episode. In fact, we can actually see Jerry being terrified at the idea. Gotta love how much detail the animators put into the background of scenes. Upon returning Vagina back, he's so traumatized from becoming a carrot that he unexpels Summer and Morty. Beth then makes a good point, stating that the reason they are so spoiled is because Rick bails them out every time. I honestly wonder why this wasn't a season 3 or 4 episode, to be honest. Seems pretty late to be doing a plot like this in season 9. Morty then shits on Rick, saying that he's not actively doing anything, he's just being lazy. Then he performs the transformation technique, another Naruto reference. Then Rick shifts into this pose and says that he's gonna send the two off-world to some sleepaway camp so they can get taught a lesson. See, as much as Morty's being a dick here, he's 100% right. Rick does not want to deal with their shit. Anyway, you can hear Morty screaming in the back because Rick was actually summoning him like he's Thor's hammer Mjolnir. Side note, how sick was that Avengers Doomsday trailer? They better stick the landing, otherwise the MCU is gonna be dead and gone. I also didn't notice this exchange the first time.
Whatever, keep turning your problems into carrots.
Poor guy is still terrified. Oh, by the way, if you're enjoying the video so far, leave a like and subscribe if you're new around here. About 90% of you who watch these breakdowns are not subscribed. I want to thank all of you who have joined the community though, it truly means a lot. I've covered every episode in the season so far and will definitely be covering the finale. I mainly do big character analysis videos. Part 2 of Finn the Human is coming this month, and next month I'll be doing one on Rick Sanchez. Subscribe so you don't miss out. As he takes them off world, the two continue to be obnoxious little shits, and Rick tells him that they're remoras, referring to the real life suckerfish. He's basically saying they're parasites who latch onto someone more powerful, in this case Rick, and benefit from him without contributing anything themselves.
And I honestly can't even tell the two of you apart half the time because I don't go by height or age, I go by amount of pain in my ass.
Morty then says,
"Me and Summer have grown so much we arced onto the same page."
This is referencing the season 4 finale when they learn to work together.
We work together, that's our arc.
We went from siblings to Invincible to working together.
They continue to be assholes, pretty much bullying him, and that's when Rick shows just how much of a monster he is. He pulls them to the roof with a magnet and starts extracting cybernetic parts that Rick probably implanted inside them, pretty much killing them before reviving them. Now, as much as it is fucked up, I'm kind of just numb to all of Rick's antics. He drops them off at a camp, which is now overrun by a bunch of spoiled rich kids. Meanwhile, Beth and Jerry go into Summer's room to try and find some drugs and eventually get high. Apparently though, based on the translation, this is gonna make them high forever. Rick comes home and says,
Beth, future carrot, I dropped off the little freaks. You two want to grab a drink?
He's still continuing to fuck with Jerry about turning him into a carrot. It's also kind of wholesome he wants to chill with them. At the camp, Morty and Summer party it up like crazy, living life without rules, only to quickly realize how terrible of an idea that is. Reminds me a lot of that episode in Regular Show where Mordecai and Rigby learn the same lesson. At this camp though, we get to see a bunch of different races we've seen previously in the show. Oh, also Timmy Tim Tim from Mordecai and Grickfitty. We see a character from Squanchy's race, a Gromflamite, a Numbericon, an alien from one of those planets that participated in the Battle of the Bands and Get Swifty, a Gearhead person, an Alphabetron, and I think this is supposed to be another bird person. Just cute continuity. Or they really didn't want to create new species for this one-off episode, and I don't blame them. Back in Summer's room, Beth and Jerry continue to get tripped out, and am I reaching? Or is that supposed to be Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z? Beth then Googles if they can cure this forever high, and Beth goes on this website Questa, I think a reference to the real-life website Kiora. They find a supermarket planet that apparently has some pills that can sober them up. Beth says they can call a space Uber from the garage. We then see Rick apparently about to do some carrot trafficking, and then we get these lines.
If we make irregular rhythms, you can't hear us under there.
He's your dad, not the god of Arrakis.
A cute reference to Dune and the giant ass worms. During the space Uber ride, we actually get a few wholesome moments between Beth and Jerry that make it seem like they genuinely love each other. Of course, it has to happen while they're high, once again proving that their relationship is a little fugazi. That's when they eventually crash land. Meanwhile, Morty and Summer continue to party like crazy, and oh my god, eye patch on Morty. Dude, this is 100% 100% Evil Morty's origin. Yeah, not so interesting now, is it? In all seriousness, this is probably a reference to Evil Morty, but that's all it is. I remember how many people stated that Morty's lack of empathy last episode was going to continue into this episode, just because the preview of this episode showcasing Morty looking like an absolute dick. And I have to wonder,
You all take stupid pills this morning?
I wouldn't at all be surprised if the writers are purposely leaning into it, knowing full well a lot of us would theorize our Morty becoming Evil Morty. But come on, I just don't see that being the case. When Summer and Morty walk in, we can actually see these number icons 420 laid out, of course referencing the act of smoking weed, a direct parallel to Beth and Jerry's plot. The two eventually reach their breaking point when the kids force them to feed a newborn alien baby beer. Fucking insane. Beth and Jerry eventually find the pills, but she realizes they're actually for dual-hearted life forms. That's when Jerry reveals he called Rick to come get them, acting surprisingly mature for his character.
Well, that makes me feel like a baby.
It's okay to be a baby sometimes.
This is more of Beth not wanting to rely so much on her father. Anyway, he shows up and it's revealed he also got high.
Everyone wants Grandpa's help, but nobody wants Grandpa.
You know, I would feel bad for Rick, but it's not like he shows them he wants to chill with them, most of the time that is. As we've seen, he always has trouble letting people in. I think that's what the season is slowly showcasing though, that Rick is trying to let people in. Immediately though, as soon as I saw Rick show up drunk, it was pretty clear exactly how this episode was going to play out. Morty and Summer are going to realize how spoiled they've been acting and are going to somehow be the ones parenting their parents. And that's exactly what happens, but more on that in a bit. The two escape to this bar down the hill to call Rick, and we learn that his phone number is 12. Yes, just 12. Of course, the guy's too lazy to get a real phone number. That's when the bar people hold them and the rich spoiled kids all hostage to get money from their parents. Back at the mart, Rick pulls this move on Jerry. The way it's shot reminds me a lot of that really cool fight scene in the movie Upgrade. Banging movie, by the way, you guys should go watch it. They eventually make it to Morty and Summer, who team up with the other kids to escape. They obviously use Rick as a distraction, and despite being drunk, it's shown that his body has some sort of failsafe option that allows him to go ballistic without even trying. As is the case with almost every episode this season, the animators just go off. He starts doing Matrix shit and whatever the fuck this is. Eventually they corner that bar lady, and I noticed this. Yeah, they both call out for Beth instead of Jerry. These guys really don't respect him. In the end, they call Space Beth to pick them up. I love how in the last scene we learned that they're not actually going to be high forever, and that's just the brand name. Jerry and Beth also mention to Space Beth how they're supposed to be a throuple, referring back to Bethic Twinstinct, meaning that they might have actually stopped hooking up. The post-credit scene shows Jerry at his new job, the one that he got in episode 5 of the season, when he sees Rick through the window. Again, a callback to his threat of turning Jerry into a carrot. I know for a fact though that this is him just choosing to fuck with Jerry and that he actually would never. He low-key loves the guy. Now, honestly speaking, this episode to me was easily the weakest this season. I know I'm gonna get weird comments all like, oh, you don't like fun? What's wrong with you? I think it was just fine, at least compared to the previous 2 episodes. I also just can't relate to the Beth and Jerry plot that much because I've never been high, so that's probably another reason why I didn't hit as much, but there were some funny moments. Now, I'm definitely excited for the finale though. The last episode's name is Field of Dreams, and as is customary with the show, the finales are always banging. Again, it's fun to point out references to Evil Morty here and there, but come on guys, I truly believe this entire season is not his backstory. Just picture this. Imagine if it was. Imagine if the entire season was actually just Evil Morty in prison writing in his journal or something. Do you know how, oh my god, it was all a dream it would feel? As I said, I just don't think the writers are gonna go this route. They've proven to always be one step ahead of the fans, and I think all of these connections to him are just cute winks to the audience and nothing more. But on the off chance I'm wrong, I will be doing whatever the top comment says. Let's make it interesting. Subscribe if you haven't already, as I will be covering the finale, and leave a like if you enjoy the video. Thank you all for supporting the channel. It truly means a lot. As I said earlier, a lot more videos are coming your way. If you want to support me further, follow all my socials, join my Patreon, and consider grabbing my book, The Shattered Absolution, heavily inspired by the shows I cover, and I want to thank you once again for watching.